At this point, I think Jonathan need to be checked, because why would you conceive the idea of strangling your wife? All because of what? I mean, even if your wife cheated on you, would that be the reason why you want to murder her and have her blood on your hands? What happened to divorce? I mean, what you are conceiving right now is very bad. In fact, at this point, it will not be too far for us to say that Clara needs to leave this marriage, because she might end up trying to take her life one day. Clara is that one person that does not care about how you feel, whether she's hurting you, as long as her mission is achieved. I'm so happy that Jonathan's friend is now in the picture, because he already knows that Clara will somehow have something to do with what is happening right now. He just does not have a concrete evidence to nail Clara down, but she should not worry. She's definitely going to get what she is planning. You know, there's one thing about karma: he does not lose his address. She might be winning right now, but when it will turn against her, she will live to regret her action. Jonathan battle with the wife has no time, it has no limit at all. In fact, Jonathan's daughter is tired of the father. No wonder she said, rest, rest. You can imagine when you do something up to a point that your child and your wife, in fact, they are both tired of you and they just want you to at least rest, take a break. You are just torturing yourself over nothing, because they don't even care. This is just like you being angry with somebody that does not even care. It's very simple. You are just killing yourself over nothing. After what happened on the last episode, that Debbie came to confront Clara's daughter and was telling her, why didn't you go out? I mean, a lot is happening there and you are here. Why don't you go out there to check up on your mother and what is happening? I'm so happy that Clara's daughter was able to stand for the mother. In fact, for putting Debbie in her place is a good thing, even though the mother will not be happy that she spoke rudely to her friend. But the good news is the fact that Jonathan's friend is now beginning to, have an idea of what Clara is trying to do. Because why did Clara call Jonathan to come to this event when she already told Jonathan not to come? And then Jonathan came to the event and met with Hans hugging the wife. That means that somebody is trying to plant this thing. Somebody is trying to ruin this marriage, and that one person happens to be Debbie. But then, of course, Debbie will always deny everything. She started by saying, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I didn't call him. I don't know what Jonathan told you. But Jonathan's friend was there when you called Jonathan and was telling him to come to this event. In fact, Jonathan opened to him, told him everything. So you see, at this point now, you have given him reasons to make his own personal investigation on you. And that will be the beginning of your downfall. Except Debbie will start having her own plans against Jonathan's friend. At this point, based on what Debbie is capable of doing, I will advise Jonathan's friend to be very careful with Clara, because she's also a dangerous human being. Debbie came to Clara and complained that the daughter insulted her. You can imagine how shameless she is. To come to Clara to actually complain of what the daughter did. What were you expecting? That you want to have that kind of conversation with that girl? Why don't you come to the mother? I mean, you want to body shame or talk ill about the mother in her presence, and you expect her to be quiet? Or because of what? She's respecting you. It's not done like that. Clara's daughter is very much outspoken. She speaks when necessary. She is not one that will allow you to intimidate her. But then the fact is that Clara at this point is not even willing to believe Debbie, because she too on her own end has also discovered that Debbie is part of her problem. Even though it will be rude for her to say today marks the end of our friendship, she already knows that Debbie is a bad friend. So the best thing you can do for yourself right now is to refrain and go away from this woman, because she's not going to stop until she has your marriage destroyed. Because that is the plan. In fact, that is the vow she has made to herself. Don't give her reasons to do that. Don't even give her the opportunity. Just stay away from her. Hans got back home and was very angry. In fact, the mother was surprised. What is happening, my son? And why are you running into the house like that? What is going on? Hans was very angry. That in fact, he is very angry, does not even know what to do. That Jonathan raised his hands on Clara, and that he could not stand it. He has to pick up a fight with Jonathan. And at this point, I think the mother is very right. Hans is not supposed to be fighting Jonathan over his wife. Clara is married to Jonathan. So I think that their family issue is something that you need to stay away from. This is one of the reasons why Jonathan was not in support of the wife coming to you to get that money from you. Because I mean, how can his own wife be running to her ex when he is still alive? He will never stop thinking that the both of you have something doing. He will never stop because he knows what an ex can actually do. Even if the both of you are not doing that right now, it is only a matter of time. And if Clara gives in, that will be the end of his marriage. And he doesn't want that to happen to his family. Even though he has a lot of pride. Jonathan has a lot of pride, but then he loves his family and he's not willing to let his family go like that. And the mother was like, I want you to stop. Stop doing that. What if Jonathan took away your life? What would you have said? And Hans said, according to him, that he is ready to do everything. In fact, if anything happens to Clara, Jonathan's will disappear. You can imagine the threat that this young man is putting on Jonathan. What do you even mean? You met Clara with a man. What do you mean, Mr. Man? You need to stay on your lane. Even if Jonathan and Clara are actually fighting, you're not supposed to be fighting Jonathan over Clara. These are two people that will still resolve their issue at home. Why are you coming to pick up a fight that might end up putting you in a situation that you will live to regret? I know that at this point you love Clara, but then you need to understand that you are now an external body. You are not Clara's fiancé anymore. Clara is married to someone. He ran into the room and the mother was surprised at what is happening. But then, of course, Clara, opened her business and the business is beginning to boom. In fact, people are really trying to get something from her, which is very much, amazing. And a lot of orders are beginning to come in. And that means that this particular business will succeed at the end of the day. The daughter came and they were very happy that everything was a success, even though it was a long day. But then, you remember that Debbie reported Clara's daughter to her. She had to ask, did you insult her? And she said, no, mommy, I didn't insult her. I only gave her a piece of my mind. How can she be speaking ill about you in my presence and you expect me to keep quiet? But then the mother told her, I have told you to stop fighting for me. Stop fighting for me. I can handle myself. But then she's, according to her, if I don't fight for you, mommy, who will fight for you? I'm the only one that can fight for you. But according to Clara, she did not raise her own child to be like that. So the only thing she wants from the child is to go and apologize to Debbie for, speaking rudely to her. I wish you knew what Debbie is doing behind your back. You will never advise your daughter to apologize to her. But then when they got back home, Jonathan was already drinking. He's very angry. He wants to bounce on the wife when she comes in. And immediately they stepped into the house, he started nagging again. Where are you coming from? How many rounds did you give him to, and all that? Jonathan, do you really need all this? All of this is not even necessary. What is even wrong with you? Can you take a break? Like think in fact, think like a man. Because right now you are only acting like a child. And then it got up to the point that Jonathan's daughter had to stand up for the mother in front of the father and told the father, rest. Stop accusing my mom or trying to paint her, into an image that she's not. Because I know that my mom is not doing what you're accusing her of. You are just killing yourself over nothing. And the wife again told him to rest. Now, Jonathan got to the room, and while the wife was actually sleeping, according to him, after everything that happened, my wife is sleeping well. And then he is now beginning to conceive the idea, that evil of trying to strangle the wife. Then, Mr. Man, what you want to do right now is not even necessary. You are not supposed to begin to think like this. Your wife is not doing what you're accusing her of. Why don't you give her a chance to actually explain to you? And then the wife, woke up when he was about to smash the wife phone because Hans was calling. Again, Hans needs to stop calling her. At least not at this, odd hours. Clara is married to somebody. How can you be calling her when she's actually sleeping with your husband? You are calling somebody's wife late at night. What is wrong with you? In fact, Clara need to, at least make hands to understand that there is no longer relationship between the both of them, but just friends. But we'll begin to find out about this on the next episode if Clara will be strong enough to actually, table this beforehand. So please like the video if you have not liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'll bring the next episode as well. But for now.